She announced, "I'm keeping my options open. You should be grateful I'm even with you." I smiled. I am. Then I opened my own options, starting with her divorced mom who'd always thought her daughter was spoiled. Thanksgiving dinner got real awkward. Original post: I, 36 male, was sitting across from my girlfriend Madison, 29, at her favorite overpriced brunch spot when she dropped this gem on me. "I think we need to redefine our relationship," she said, picking at her $28 avocado toast. We'd been together 2 years, living together for 6 months in my condo. I was actually planning to propose next month. Had the ring and everything. "What do you mean?" I asked. Madison leaned back, that little smirk she gets when she thinks she's about to blow my mind. "I'm keeping my options open. You know, not closing any doors. You're great and all, but I need to know what else is out there." I set down my coffee. "You want an open relationship?" "No, not exactly. I just want the freedom to explore connections if they happen. You should be grateful I'm even with you, honestly. I could have anyone." The waitress chose that moment to bring our check. Perfect timing. "You're probably right," I said, pulling out my wallet. "I am grateful." Madison smiled, satisfied. "Good, I knew you'd understand. Oh, and my friend Derek from yoga might come over Thursday to help me with some stretches. That okay?" Derek, the Instagram fitness influencer who'd been liking all her posts at 2 a.m. "Sure," I said. "Whatever makes you happy." That was Sunday. By Monday morning, I had my own plan. See, Madison's mom, Deborah, 52F, and I had always gotten along great. She'd been divorced from Madison's dad for 5 years after catching him with his secretary. Cliché, I know. Deborah constantly complained about how she'd spoiled Madison growing up, creating a monster who thought the world revolved around her. I texted Deborah, "Hey, weird question. Wanna grab coffee? Need advice about Madison." She responded immediately, "Finally coming to your senses about my daughter? Starbucks in 20. Update 1. The coffee with Deborah was illuminating. "Let me guess," she said, stirring her latte. "Madison's pulled her 'I'm too good for monogamy' routine?" My face must have said everything. Deborah laughed. "She did the same thing to her last 3 boyfriends. Wants to keep them on the hook while she shops around, then acts shocked when they leave. She told me I should be grateful she's with me. Of course she did. I created that monster. Private schools, never said no, bought her way out of every consequence." Deborah leaned forward. "You seem like a genuinely good guy, Tom. You deserve better." "Thanks. I'm actually planning my exit strategy now." "Good for you." She paused. "You know what? I'm having a wine tasting party Friday. You should come. Lots of single women there. Madison's always too busy with her influencer events to come to my things anyway." "That's really nice, but, Tom, you're single now. She just doesn't know it yet. Come to the party." Something about the way she said it, the way she looked at me. Deborah was attractive. Really attractive. Worked out religiously, dressed well, had this confidence that comes from surviving a nasty divorce and coming out stronger. "You know what? I'll be there." That Thursday, Derek came over. I made sure to be super friendly. Ordered pizza for them. Even offered Derek a beer while Madison changed into her yoga outfit. "Bro, you're cool with me helping Madison with her stretches?" Derek asked. "Why wouldn't I be? She says you're a great instructor." He looked confused. Yeah, instructor, right?" I left them to it and went to my home office. Started moving my important documents to a safety deposit box, separating our Netflix accounts. Small things Madison wouldn't notice. Friday's wine tasting was interesting. Deborah introduced me to everyone as Madison's boyfriend who she doesn't deserve. After a few glasses of wine, she got more direct. "You know, Tom, I always thought you were too good for her." "Deborah, I'm serious. You're intelligent, successful, actually faithful. Everything her father wasn't." We talked until 2 a.m. about books, travel, life. Things Madison never cared about unless they were Instagram-worthy. When I left, Deborah hugged me a little longer than appropriate. "Think about it," she whispered. I did think about it, all weekend. Update 2 Monday morning, Madison was in full damage control mode. "What do you mean you're moving out?" she screeched. I kept packing. "You wanted to keep your options open, so am I." "That's not how this works. I get to explore, you wait for me." "Pass." She grabbed my arm. "Tom, baby, I didn't mean it like that. Derek means nothing." "The hickey on your neck suggests otherwise." Her hand flew to her throat. "Got her. That's from my curling iron. Madison, I don't care anymore. I'm done. Then came the tears, the bargaining, the threats. You'll never find anyone like me. God, I hope not. I moved into a furnished short-term rental that afternoon. Madison blew up my phone. 67 texts, 31 calls, ranging from please come back to you're pathetic to I'm keeping all your stuff to I'm pregnant. She wasn't. Tuesday, Deborah called. Heard you moved out. Good for you. Yeah, it was time. I'm making dinner Thursday. You should come. Just as friends, of course. Of course. Thursday's dinner was not just friends. We had wine, talked, laughed. She told me about Madison's entitled behavior growing up. The tantrums, the demands, the time she literally called the cops because a store wouldn't accept her expired coupon. I enabled it all, Deborah admitted. Guilt from the divorce, trying to buy her love, created a monster. She's not your fault entirely. You're sweet to say that. She moved closer on the couch. You know, Madison called me yesterday. Said you abandoned her. I told her she's an idiot who threw away the best thing that ever happened to her. What did she say? That I'm a terrible mother who never supported her dreams. Deborah laughed. Her dreams of what? Being a professional shopping influencer? We kissed. I'm not proud of it, but I'm not ashamed either. Madison had been hooking up with Derek for weeks based on what I found out later. This was different. This was connection. This is probably a bad idea, I said. Probably, Deborah agreed, then kissed me again. Update 3. The next 2 weeks were surreal. Deborah and I kept things quiet. Met for coffee, dinners, long walks. She was everything Madison wasn't. Mature, intelligent, actually interested in my thoughts. Madison, meanwhile, went nuclear. Posted all over social media about her abusive ex who abandoned her for no reason. Her friends ate it up. I started getting messages calling me trash, commitment phobe, abuser. Then came the email from Madison. I'm ready to forgive you. You can move back in. But there will be conditions. 1. You apologize publicly. 2. You buy me the Tiffany bracelet I showed you. 3. We go to couples therapy where you admit your issues. 4. Derek is just a friend and you need to accept that. I forwarded it to Deborah. She called immediately, laughing so hard she could barely breathe. The entitlement. I raised a sociopath. Thanksgiving's coming up, I said. Madison invited me last month before all this. Oh my God, are you going? She uninvited me yesterday, said I don't deserve her family's company. Deborah was quiet. Then, come as my date. Deborah, that's genius? Karma? The wake-up call she needs? I was going to say potentially explosive. Even better, my sister always hosts. Madison can't uninvite me, and I'm allowed a +1. I thought about it. Madison had humiliated me publicly, cheated with Derek while demanding I be grateful for her presence. Tried to manipulate me into some one-sided open relationship where only she benefited. What time should I pick you up? Thanksgiving Day arrived. I showed up at Deborah's in a nice suit, flowers in hand. She looked stunning in a burgundy dress. Ready for this? She asked. Ready. We drove to her sister's house, Deborah's hand on my knee the whole way. Walked up to the door together. Madison opened it. The look on her face, I'll remember it forever. Confusion, recognition, horror. Rage, all in about 3 seconds. What, Mom? What is he doing here? Tom's my date, sweetie. Problem? Madison's jaw dropped. Your date? Behind her, Derek appeared, because of course she brought Derek to family Thanksgiving. Hey bro, Derek said awkwardly. Derek, good to see you, man. Deborah's sister Janet appeared. Tom, so good to see you again. Deborah's told me so much about you. Come in, come in. The dining room was already set. Madison's cousins, aunts, uncles, all there. Everyone greeting me warmly because I'd met them all before as Madison's boyfriend. Madison pulled Deborah aside, hissing, Are you insane? That's my ex. Sweetie, you said you were keeping your options open. So did Tom. He chose me. You're my mother. And you're a spoiled brat who threw away a good man for a yoga instructor who, by the way, is also sleeping with 3 other clients. Derek went pale. Babe, that's not. Shut up, Derek, Madison and Deborah said in unison. Update 4 dinner was the most awkward and hilarious 2 hours of my life. Madison sat across from me, stabbing her turkey like it had personally offended her. Derek tried to make conversation about protein supplements. Nobody cared. Deborah's dad, Madison's grandfather, made it worse better. Tom, glad you finally wised up about Madison and found yourself a real woman. Madison. Grandpa. What? Deborah's got class. You just got ass. The cousin's kids laughed. Madison threw down her napkin. This is sick. Mom, you're literally dating my ex. Ex being the key word, Deborah said calmly, squeezing my hand on the table. Madison's aunt, didn't you tell us last month you were too good for Tom anyway? That's not. I didn't mean. And weren't you bringing that other guy? Where's Jason? Another relative asked. Derek corrected sadly. Whatever. Madison stood up. I'm leaving. This is disgusting. Mom, you're dead to me. Deborah sipped her wine. Okay, sweetie, drive safe. Madison looked around for support. Found none. Even Derek was looking uncomfortable. Derek, we're leaving. Derek looked at the spread of food. But I haven't had pie yet. Now. They left. The whole table exhaled collectively. Janet raised her glass. Thank God she's gone. Toast to Tom and Deborah. Everyone toasted. Madison's 16-year-old cousin said what everyone was thinking. Madison's a complete brat anyway. Tom, you seriously upgraded. We dated for 3 more months. It was good. Really good. But ultimately, we both knew it was more about the connection and the timing than long-term compatibility. The age gap wasn't the issue. It was that we were both processing our experiences with toxic people. We ended things amicably in February. Final update. It's been 8 months since that Thanksgiving. Time for the final update on this saga. Madison's life imploded pretty spectacularly. Derek dumped her a week after Thanksgiving when he found out she was also seeing 2 other guys while demanding exclusivity from him. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. She tried to run back to me in January, showed up at my office with flowers and a speech about how she'd grown as a person. Security escorted her out when she wouldn't leave. Then came the social media meltdown. She posted a 20-part Instagram story about how her narcissistic mother stole her soulmate. People started fact-checking her in the comments. Her follower count tanked when someone leaked screenshots of her texting multiple guys while we were together. The best part? She applied to be on a reality dating show and used our story as her sob story audition. They rejected her for being unsympathetic and entitled. She posted about that too, claiming discrimination against strong, independent women. Deborah and I remain good friends. We text occasionally, grab coffee sometimes. She's dating an age-appropriate architect now who treats her wonderfully. At her birthday party last month, she introduced me to her friend's daughter, a sweet, grounded 32-year-old teacher named Vanessa. We've been dating for 3 months now. Madison found out about Vanessa through mutual friends. Sent me a long email about how I'm following a pattern of betrayal and need therapy to address my issues with commitment. I replied with one line, I'm grateful you kept your options open. It let me find better ones. She blocked me on everything after that. Victory. Last I heard through the grapevine, Madison's living with her dad, working at his real estate firm, and dating a 45-year-old married man who promises he's leaving his wife soon. She posts motivational quotes about knowing your worth and never settling daily. Deborah sent me a screenshot of one with the laughing emoji. The girl who demanded you be grateful she was with you while cheating is now the other woman to a man who won't even claim her publicly. Karma's beautiful. Looking back, that brunch where Madison announced she was keeping her options open was the best thing that could have happened. It freed me from a relationship with someone who saw me as an accessory rather than a partner. The Thanksgiving dinner? Still legendary in Deborah's family. Janet hosts a Tomsgiving every year now where they toast to trading up and taking out the trash. Madison's still not invited. As for the ring I'd bought, returned it, used the money for a vacation to Europe. Posted lots of photos. Madison viewed every single one from her Finsta account she thought I didn't know about. Life's good when you realize you deserve better than someone who thinks you should be grateful for their mere presence. And sometimes the best revenge is just living well while they self-destruct from their own entitlement. Thanks for following this absolutely bonkers journey. Remember, folks, when someone tells you to be grateful they're with you, be grateful when they leave.